The last couple days I've taken you with me to Costco on a little carnivore shopping trip, and we went and played some pickleball, showed you a little bit more about what I do on a Sunday, and cooked a few meals with you. This one. Finally, a bacon without sugar at my Costco. $13.99 for 4 packs.
Good one, Danielle.
Ooh! So I'm making my next batch of beef jerky, and I had a very smart viewer ask about making beef jerky in the air fryer. So I'm going to use the rest of this and give that a try in the air fryer. I don't know how this is going to turn out because putting the oven on really low and leaving it cracked reduces the moisture and dries it out, hence dehydration. I don't know if the air fryer is going to do that, so I am very curious how this is going to work out. I got it salted, so let's go. Let's see how the first side did. Doesn't really look like beef jerky yet. I don't think this is going to work, but I hope I am wrong. It more so just feels like cooked meat with a lot of moisture. Let's give it 7 minutes. It is an absolutely gorgeous morning. It's about 7:30. It's just beautiful outside. So last night was the Super Bowl. That's why I need this beef jerky. I need some energy today. I need something that I absolutely love. So I ate perfect. I went to the party. I was gonna get some videos, but there were so many people there. But I went to my friend's party and it was a fun time. I think the halftime show was pretty good, and you guys, I didn't even know who was playing in the Super Bowl until I got to this party. I knew one of the teams just because my daughter told me the day before, but the other team I didn't even know, so yeah, it was fun. And now I'm at work on a Monday and looking like this, have no makeup, didn't go to the gym today. It's funny, we didn't even get home that late. We left after halftime, a little bit after halftime, but we didn't get to bed till about 10:30 or 11, and just waking up at 4:30 was not happening for me this morning. So not loving that. I'm gonna try to go for a walk on my lunch break and then make sure I get to bed on time so that I can finish out the rest of the week strong. Let's see how it looks. Looks good, looks tasty. It just doesn't look like beef jerky. Let me put it on a plate and we'll see. All right, let's see how this looks. Kind of firm, it's not soft, but it's just too, I think it just has too much moisture to be considered beef jerky. So, looks good. Definitely not beef jerky. So, very tough. I would say beef jerky in the air fryer is a fail, unfortunately. I posted on my Instagram, which you can find my Instagram name on my bio for YouTube. I am going to try to start all of Dr. Shaoma's guidelines. He is amazing. He did research for about 7 years, apparently volunteer after or before his paid job, long days, but he did it because he's passionate about health, because he became a doctor after being a police officer and a lawyer. He became a doctor, went to med school, and felt like he was taught incorrectly on how to care for patients. So it's become his passion on finding out how to optimize health. So he has guidelines. Again, you can go on my Instagram and look at those guidelines, or you can, go on YouTube and find Shaoma, which I highly suggest you do. But I'm trying to start fasting and incorporating that into my carnivore diet, amongst other things. But when I fast now, I'm going to do intermittent fasting. So in the morning, I'm going to drink just water with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. I got this at Costco and I was pretty excited because it's organic and it's raw, unfiltered. So I'm going to do a glass of that. He also recommends fermented foods as a garnish, not as a side dish, but just as a garnish, literally like this much. Because in the fermentation process, reduces or eliminates carbohydrates. So you get all the benefits, vitamins, minerals of the vegetable or whatever, but not the carbohydrates and the bad stuff. You get the added benefit of probiotics, the good bacteria that needs to be in our bodies. So that's why he advocates and teaches fermented foods. Again, small amounts. He is a carnivore, but he also eats a little bit of fermented foods. So I'm going to start trying to do that and fast intermittently. And once a month, I'm going to start with fasting for 24 hours. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm also trying to get more sun. Sleeves rolled up, face to the sun, trying to soak in that vitamin D and continue to improve and optimize my health as much as I can. I'm breaking my fast right now. It is about 1:30 p.m. and I'm going to have a late breakfast. I'm gonna have some bacon. I got this is one of the things I got at Costco yesterday, and some eggs scrambled with a little bit of aged cheese. I try to eat aged cheese when I can, as opposed to unaged cheese. So I usually eat about 5 pieces. That's what seems to fill me up. 5 pieces of bacon and 2 scrambled eggs with a little bit of cheese. That will make me really full, but not painfully full. A cast iron skillet, as always. I make the bacon first so that the eggs can cook in all of the delicious bacon fat, and then it doesn't really stick to the pan very much either. 2 eggs. I'm going to start shredding this cheese, and to be honest, I can't even remember what kind of cheese this is. Yeah, it doesn't say any longer, but it's definitely an aged cheese. So I don't like the pre-shredded cheese because they add stuff in there so that it doesn't stick. And I always want to eat as natural and one ingredient as possible. These blocks of aged cheese last me forever. And that's what I'll use for 2 eggs. I don't need the butter because, like I said, I'm going to use the bacon grease to cook my eggs. I wanted to talk a little bit more while this is cooking about the intermittent fasting. I had mentioned earlier on in this video that I'm going to try to start intermittent fasting. I'm going to start intermittent fasting and do a 24-hour fast later on down the road after I've gotten used to intermittent fasting. I've been doing carnivore for almost 6 months, And I think it's important that when you first start carnivore, for the first, at least the first few months, that you don't try to do any kind of intermittent fasting unless you're already used to it. Because you don't want to put your body into shock where you're, and then your body wants to start storing energy or calories because it doesn't know when it's going to get its next meal. So I would start carnivore, just pretty much eating whatever carnivore foods you want and eating multiple meals a day until your body heals itself, because that's the first thing your body's going to do before it loses weight, is it's going to want to heal itself. So let your body heal itself, then let it start focusing on weight loss. And then after you feel like you've kind of adapted and you're leveled out and your body's used to the whole process, then maybe start thinking about intermittent fasting. And when you do, don't start, with your last meal being at 5 p.m. and then not eating the next day until 1 or 2. Maybe start your last meal being 5 or 7 p.m. and then your next meal being 10, and then the next week being 11, and then a couple weeks later being 12, and work your way up to the 12 or 1. So I'll do this intermittent fasting for about a month or 2 before I do my first 24-hour fast. When I was keto a few years ago, I was doing intermittent fasting, but I decided to go from intermittent fasting to a 1-day fast to a month later, my husband and I did a 3-day fast, and it was really, really hard. And that's kind of when I stopped keto, because I think I just pushed myself too far, too fast, and my body was not used to it. So that's the last thing we want, is for your body to freak out, and then we stop carnivore because you got so uncomfortable that you just kind of go back to standard American diet food. So the point I'm trying to make is go slow. Let your body heal itself. This is a process. It took you many years to put on this weight and gain these illnesses. So it's going to take some time to get it off and heal your body. 2 eggs going right into the bacon grease. Stir it all around. A little pinch of salt. I'm gonna drop this shredded cheese in there that I just shredded. And looks done. Absolutely delicious. This is gonna fill me up for probably about 4 hours, and then I'll eat a really big dinner later, and then probably a cup of coffee and maybe my egg yolk butter drink right before bed, and that would be it. So real quick, I want to show you the beef jerky that I'm making. It's about halfway done, so I want to give you a little insight on what that looks like about halfway through. You can see right here, actually, I have my little kitchen tool sticking out of the oven, and that does 2 things. It keeps the door cracked, so it reduces moisture while the beef is dehydrating and turning into jerky, and it lets my family know that I'm cooking this for 15 hours, so don't turn off the oven, don't touch it. So I'm gonna show you what that looks like right now. So this is about halfway through. I think I am about 6.5 hours in, so maybe a little less than halfway. The fat, let's see if I can get this to focus. The fat is literally the best part. So I use a chuck roast so that it has, you can see a good ratio of fat to protein. And that fat literally just melts in your mouth. It's delicious. I still watch carnivore videos almost every day. It keeps me motivated and educated on carnivore and continues to help me optimize my health and continue to improve. My goal is that you also come away watching every one of my videos with even just a little nugget of information that will help you on your carnivore journey. If you would like to see a 1-ingredient hamburger bun carnivore recipe, completely clean, you can watch it right here, and I hope you enjoy.